Oh, it was
take a little while.
crazy.
I think it was before Christmas or something.
I was past the museum. I had to run an errand today. I was way past the museum, almost to, not necessarily the Bell Shell, for the traffic light that was coming westbound because of that traffic light. It was
Yeah.
back that far up.
So
that
are we
whole entire
on?
way.
Are we on? Good evening, Washington Courthouse. It is 5:30 PM on December 23rd, 2024. Time for the second regular meeting of the Washington Courthouse City Council and the last meeting of the year. At this time, Mr. Schultz will offer invocation and I'll lead us in the pledge. Let's
Stand. Lord, thank you for letting us gather here tonight. Give us the strength, the stability, the persistence, and the ability to make the right decisions for the citizens in the city of Washington Courthouse. Keep us all safe and in good health. And I hope every little child gets something on their wish list this year for Christmas. And thank you again for listening to us. Thank you for everything. And in your name, Lord, amen.
You join me? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, Cal.
Okay, Chrisman,
Here.
Hawk, Johnson,
Here.
Schultz,
Here.
Blair,
Here.
Call. Here. Lynch.
Here, Hawk is on the way.
He's on his
We
way?
won't,
He is.
we won't have to excuse him.
Okay, I was gonna say we might. Okay.
And our minutes from December 11th, 2024, did everybody have a chance to look over those? Somebody want to make a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second that.
Okey-doke, roll call.
Chrisman,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Blair,
Abstain.
Call. Yes. Lynch.
Yes, they are accepted. Communication, Mr. Denon.
None.
Come on, let's have one before the end of the year.
Santa wrote you a letter. He's very happy.
Okay, I guess we have done then. And we have no committee reports.
No, we don't.
So we go to city manager, Mr. Denon, please.
The water situation continues to improve. It's the time of year where we close out a lot of stuff and we're busy getting ready for the next year. That is on the administrative side and a lot on the practical side of the city too. And it's just a nice time of year to get ready for a brand new 2025. Now, I went shopping for items that remind me of each of you. So you should be mildly concerned at this point.
Mildly concerned.
Now, I could have rapped, but well, that doesn't happen. So let's dig into the bag here. and see
You're
what we got.
moving better, Mr. Denon.
A lot better.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
Theodore, it's your turn. For Theodore, I came up with shovels.
Shovels.
Oh,
That's a
About
good,
my size.
that's a good.
Thank you.
Let's do Sylvia.
Okay,
Sylvia.
Sylvia,
yes.
I came up with, is it a gnome or a
No,
My son told me 2 years ago, he did a report, they're called Tomties. And they're from Norse mythology, but they're
Okay.
little, yeah, Tomties.
that's cute.
That's fabulous, thank you.
And then
Tum tea.
another pen. Aha. Caleb. University of Dayton pen.
Well, thank you. Go Flyers.
Let's see here.
That's good.
Jim Chrisman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII.
Six. I must have missed one.
Actually, look on the back, Jim, it was written by you. It's from your whole notes.
I autographed it.
It's about from your
You
old
got one
notes.
more to go, Jim.
Dale Lynch, a Miami pin.
Oh, yay! Thank you. I love it.
Thank you.
Put that on your hat.
Good
Mr.
red box.
Schultz,
Yes.
you get the exceptionally bad dad jokes book.
Yes.
Oh, no, why?
Now that might be,
What we'll be hearing the rest
For
of the
the
year.
next year.
Yes.
Now, the next one, I wanted a I Love Joe compliment, but I couldn't get him a compliment. So Jim, you look kind of naughty, and I thought of them as a dog. So you get cod skin dog treats. Hair removing.
Shy, thank you.
I'd eat those all in one sitting if I
Oh,
was you.
gosh.
And then
I'll
Gail,
start chasing cars.
That's from me. And then the White Castle's from Steve.
Steve got those for you, Ted.
Yeah, but did you look inside your little bag there?
Right, that's.
Yes, he did.
Okay. An empty box of White Castle? It's
It's inside the bag. I don't know what happened. It was in the box. It must have got out.
oh,
of
a
there.
my
Snickers.
gosh.
Oh my goodness, he was
Snickers.
funny. He had
But it's in the White Castle. Thank you, Mr. Dennis.
You were
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Silly.
That's a
Thank you
practical
for this.
joke one.
Oh, yes, you're welcome. Yes, it is.
I would dare say that's the best city manager report of the year.
Amen.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Anyway,
Thank you.
now, what are you giving us, Mr. Finance Director? Oh, you gave us this report.
I'm just gonna keep it real quick here for you. Last time we talked, I was gonna put together
Yeah.
something for us, and this is what you have in front of you. It lists, who the debt is, balances, everything we need to know, and also, the date of payoffs. So if we wanna really start making those plans on that stuff. And at the bottom here, I put a couple things to note that our Huntington National Bank payment sits at $919,000 right now. In 2026, it'll go down to $306,000, so that would be a $600,000 spread there savings. So
Yes.
that would be a good time to think about if there's some additional stuff we'd want to do. 2026 will open up about $500,000. Wells Fargo, 2026, will also be paying off a fire truck. And you'll see a bunch of zeros for the Ohio Public Works, and that's just because they're 0%. So no reason to really look at paying those off right now. It's not costing us anything. But I just wanted to have that front so you guys will have an idea of where we are as far as debt. And then you can see I've highlighted the big one there, the wastewater treatment plant, so.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yep. And then the end of year cash that we have in our accounts, I've given to you there on our cash flow and also our investment end of it. So overall, good year for us, so.
Looks good.
I didn't hear you say we could spend money in
No,
2025.
he didn't say that.
No, I didn't
It
say
was
that.
2026 you were talking about.
Yes, yep, 2026 will be the year we can start doing that. But that's all I
My wife
got.
said the same thing to me.
That's all I got, so unless anybody's got any questions?
Got any questions?
No, it looks good. Thanks for that. I
Thank
like it.
you.
Great. Thank you.
Ron, it's been a good year because of things you've done, so thank you.
I appreciate it. Like I said, a lot of help here. Joe, Mark, Tina, certainly, Kelly, everybody's been good, so it's been a good year. So I'm just glad to be a
You've
part of it.
done some very wise things that have helped us, so thank you. Okay, year in, Mr. City Attorney.
Well, I have nothing except to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, I have nothing.
You're not out.
You're not mowing in this Not weather. mowing.
Not mowing. And you're not plowing anything.
Not
either.
yet.
There's no
Not yet.
plowing.
It's
going on.
early yet.
Yeah, it is.
Don't say those words,
It
that
is,
S
I-
word. They
It
told
is.
us at the service department the other day.
Yeah.
Don't say that four-letter S word.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Local residents and taxpayers.
I don't think I've seen that.
Tester keys aren't even here. I hope they're okay.
They're in Florida.
Oh, I can't believe they didn't come back for this meeting.
They'll
I
watch
bet
it.
you they're watching.
Probably are, I guess.
Wow.
Okay, legislation
We'll wait that.
previously introduced, we have one, and that's ordinance number 36, 2024, third reading.
I'll move we put ordinance 36, 2024 on third reading.
I'll second.
Oh, we'll give it to Sylvia. Give it to Sylvia. She brought us bread and stuff. Any discussion? Roll call.
Chrisman,
Yes.
Hawk,
Yes.
Johnson,
Abstain.
Schultz,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Call,
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Ordinance number 36-2024, an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Washington Courthouse, Fayette County, Ohio, during fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
Move for passage.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Chrisman,
Yes.
Hawk,
Yes.
Johnson,
Abstain.
Schultz,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Call,
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes. We're done with legislation for the year. Wow.
And no new.
Okay, I have been waiting since last week when he said something to hear Mr. Hawk's Christmas story. So you get to go first, Mr. Hawk. What's your remember you told me you wanted to tell us?
I will.
Okay,
I apologize to everybody about forgetting this meeting, and thank you, Kelly. Well, most of you knew, my parents were missionaries and I grew up in Honduras. And, they had to raise their own funds, so every fifth year is spent in the States raising funds for the next 4 years. And we traveled around a lot of churches, and a lot of churches would put missionary barrels at the back of the church, and people throw in a lot of different kinds of stuff. Shirts, winter jackets for Honduras,
yeah.
but just all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I was in about fifth grade one time when we got back, and they opened up one of those missionary barrels, and there was a musket in it. And my dad asked, or I asked my dad if I could have it. He said he guessed I could, if I'd learn how to use it and how to load it and all the safety stuff and everything. So my reader that year for fifth grade was about the pioneers. So that was my reading, and I was just so enamored with the pioneers. And the pioneers always had to be real careful with everything they had, because they had to take as much as they could from when they moved out west, and so they were real frugal with everything. Well, one thing that I read was that whenever they went hunting, they would try to line up game so they could get 2 or 3 at a time, like birds. Deer, it's hard to go through and get another one, but anyway, so my mother was, and dad both were they never forgot they were Americans, and they were very patriotic, and so they would fix, and I told you about one incident at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Well, I kind of had a Walter Mitty mindset, and I wanted to be the hero. So I decided I was going to do my best to get a bunch of stuff for Thanksgiving. So we had a bunch of turkeys that would roost down by the river. Had a river going through the farm. And so I got my gun all ready, and right before daylight, I crawled through the brush and the trees to the river bank, because I had seen turkeys roosting there. So I got to the edge of the river, and I looked up, and it was just starting to get daylight. Is that dusk or dawn? Dawn. So I looked up, and right up there against the sky, there was a branch, just like at a 45-degree angle, and there were 14 turkeys roosting on that branch that I counted. So I got all excited. I hurried up and loaded my gun, and I thought, man, I'm going to get 14 turkeys with one shot. Well, I had also gotten a shirt with button, and I was wearing that too. Anyway, I had my back to the river, and I aimed at those turkeys, and I forgot to take the ramrod out of the gun. So, man, it kicked like I've never been kicked that hard. And I fell backwards into the river. And of course, I was all virgin down there. The river was just full of fish, and I fell right into a school of fish. And when I did, my shirt ballooned out. It was about 2 sizes too big. Anyway, I could feel the fish crawling in my shirt, so I thought, well, I grabbed the bottom of my shirt and I got on the bank, and I thought, at least I'll have fish for Thanksgiving to bring home to everybody. So I was on the bank there, getting all those fish far enough away where they couldn't jump back in the river. And I heard this commotion up in the tree. And I looked up and I counted 7 turkeys just flopping up there. And what happened, that ramrod, it went up there, hit that branch, split the branch, and 7 of those turkeys' feet got caught in that when that branch came back together. So I climbed up. I'm sorry, Sylvia, but I wrung their necks.
They weren't chickens, it was turkeys.
No, they weren't chickens. Anyway, I dropped them down to the ground, and I was getting a vine there and tying all their legs together, and I was going to drag the whole mess through, and I got my shirt all together, and I took it off and put the fish in it. And I noticed that I was missing a button. I thought, man, I'm really going to get in trouble for losing that button.
You're looking for a button.
So I was looking around, and lo and behold, I found the button. It was right beside a rabbit. That button had popped off. My shirt was so tight, that button popped off, hit that rabbit, apparently between the eyes. This is the part I don't usually, I'm afraid to tell because then it makes my story unbelievable.
Really?
But anyway, so I got that all together, and I was dragging all that back through the brush, and I stumbled over something, and it felt like a log, but it was soft and warm, and I couldn't figure out what in the world, because it wasn't there when I dragged myself back in the river. And it was just getting a little bit daylight, and I felt something wet on my hands, and there laid a 12-point buck, and that's where my shot went. That veered off to the side, got that buck right in the chest. So I had to get help to get all that stuff home, and I was the hero that Thanksgiving.
Is this for real?
I exaggerated it a little bit.
Oh,
A little bit.
Oh, that's awesome though.
That is unreal.
This was a hypothetical story.
Oh, I thought that was like really special.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Gail,
Oh my gosh.
you printed my poem last time, you can print Ted's
I was
story.
getting ready to say, if you could figure that one out.
That was off the record.
Sounds like if I was trying to keep track there, we got 4 turkeys,
I got ram,
A
rabbit,
dozen
fish,
fish,
turkey, and rabbit, and.
rabbit, and a buck.
Got it.
All with one shot.
That's for real. I'm like, that was
All with one shot.
Got it.
Davy Crockett has nothing on him.
Out of the way, anyway.
I got
Anyway.
sucker.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you two. That's a good story.
There, I'll do Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Now, there is a story.
Now, Sylvia, you have been.
Come up with something,
No,
Sylvia. Come
no,
on
no,
now.
I'm serious about this. You have been playing a certain character, correct, at this Christmas time?
I might have been.
Yes, and so do you have, this is no killing of 25 animals.
Get right.
Do you have any neat stories from little ones that told you anything that you might share with us?
I don't know that I have anything quite as exciting as Ted's
I'm sure that's
childhood
true, but-
rendezvous. But it was a delight for my alter ego, Mrs. Claus, to visit with some of the local children we did Dr. Fitton's, Santa and Mrs. Claus visited there, and we did the early intervention kiddos. I don't know. There was one little girl who wanted a flying dragon, and I'm not really sure. Santa was a little concerned about how that would all work, and the fire and the reindeer and the sleigh with the wood. We were a little concerned, but he said he would really try, so we're hoping. And then one sweet mom whose little girl would not sit anywhere close to us said I would just, for myself, like to sleep through the night once. And said, well, good luck, sister, because Mrs. Claus still isn't. So that was about the long and short of it. Nothing that exciting. I didn't get a 12-point buck or a slew of turkeys or a rabbit, but it was really nice visiting with the kiddos and their
Yeah.
families.
That's
Yeah,
neat, that is very neat.
absolutely. So,
How, was it a little boy or girl that wanted a flying dragon?
yeah. It was a little girl. She wanted
Tell
a
her to
dragon.
talk to Mr. Hawk, I'm sure he could come up with a flying
I bet
dragon
he could
along
catch
with
one.
everything else.
Yes.
That's in our plan.
No, that's fun, you get to talk to a lot of kids and I'm sure make them happy, so
It is very
that's
fun.
neat. Mr. Chrisman, you've already told us don't fight with a sidewalk because you lose. Anything else you'd like to add at this Christmas time?
I just wish everybody Merry Christmas. You reach an age where it kind of goes away anyway. But anyway, everybody have a nice Christmas.
Very good. Mr. Johnson, do you have any Christmas tales from the court that you want to tell?
No, you don't want to hear about those.
No, you don't, you,
I'd just say Merry Christmas, and I'm just wondering if we have a bunch of animal rights activists coming after Ted's story gets published in the newspaper. I don't know which one we blame, Gail or Ted. So I don't know. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, you never know.
interesting.
Mr. Blair, do you have anything this evening?
No. I'll just wish a Merry Christmas to the community and hope everybody has a healthy, blessed new year. Look forward to serving the community this upcoming year and thank everybody for their support.
Thank you. Mr. Schultz?
Well, the only thing I can say is tell every little kid they need to make a list for their Christmas and make it long because you never give anything or everything you on your list, but hopefully you'll get something on your list, so that's why you gotta make it long, so you can, I figured that out when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So I never got much, but I always got something on my list, just like Mr. Hawk. He asked for a White Castle, 6 White Castles with cheese. He didn't get that, but he did get the bag that it came in. So see, you get something on your wish list, something comes up, so there you go.
Now I get to smell it.
And you get to smell it, so see, there you go. But wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I hope everybody is safe. Thank you very much.
Okay, I would just end by saying, we heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Does someone want to make a motion to adjourn our last meeting of 2024?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, Kelly.
Chrisman,
Yes.
Hawk,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
and Lynch.
Yes, we are adjourned.
We almost
Five,
didn't want to
five,
leave
five.
after that story. We want to hear more.